with a credit card. Access to adult money.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
And we're back.
Hi. I just
had an
barely
offline
made it. I updated all the Mac.
I was
stuff.
shocked when you said you were updating your Mac. I was like, oh no.
Oh, here comes ours. Today I smashed my iPhone today and had to go buy a used older one.
Oh yeah.
Just to
A
get me
used
through.
older one?
Yeah, because I live in Hamtramck, Michigan. It's not exactly the home of Apple.
They only sell Nokia flip phones there.
I had to slip around the corner to a very cool store that does repairs but also sells old used phones.
Nice.
Indeed.
So now I got a sweet new phone. That is an old phone.
Yeah. As long as you can get memes on it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
that's
that's really
about. As long as I can watch Dill humiliate more teenagers.
Yes. Indeed. His favorite pastime.
Yeah.
Mine too,
Yeah, I've been
actually.
doing it
Just
for
not
years.
not as good at it.
And now we're finding out roller derby girls when he's pantless.
Yep.
Yeah. For many years.
He's been doing roller derby, for a long
I
time.
didn't know. Yeah, I announced in Atlanta for many years.
Wait, who's
I
doing
think-
roller derby?
I used
am I
to
here?
announce roller derby for about 10 or so years, and then Lucky as well used to announce roller derby. We just
The Atlanta
Oh,
roller
announce it. So you're not actually doing the roller derby. You're just
I was the color
announcing it.
commentator.
Hell
That
no.
is
men, ladies.
stupid.
We are men, and it is a women's sport.
Is it? I have no idea.
They got a men's league around here, but that just looks like rugby on.
They sort of started one with a lot of the refs and the dudes that were skating anyway, coaches and stuff like that. It didn't last. They were like,
What a
"Yeah, we
shame.
don't want this. Yeah, come on.
I announced a couple bouts down in Atlanta. I traveled around.
Did you come? Did you sit with Sweet Willie? I'm probably gone by then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Sweet Willie. Yeah, me and him are tight. He's my Canadian bro.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
Me and Sweet Willie announced side by side for many years.
That's
yeah,
wild.
that's awesome. Maybe I met you. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Maybe I might have been sitting there.
Yeah.
Were you
Depends
there
on what
during the
it was.
championships? Were you there at the
Oh
championships?
yeah,
down
I
in
would have
Atlanta?
been. I would have been there for. Oh boy, did I ever do any championships?
Oh my God, this is the stupidest conversation.
Shut the fuck up, Chris.
Can't we have anything nice?
No.
We listen to you ramble on at the beginning every.
This is true. But my
What is
shit's
how-
interesting. You guys are just babbling.
I don't know. I think it's
on.
kind of wild that you
For-
guys might
for
have met
those-
at some point. Like, there's a real
We
good
definitely
skit.
did. Sweet Willie was the announcer he's talking about. I've announced with Sweet Willie. And for those who don't know, his full name was Sweet Willie Teabag, but he kind of
Willie
dropped
Teabag.
that later on. He
Yeah.
dropped that later on. Sweet
Did
Willie.
he? That's sad. Sweet
Yeah,
Willie,
you know.
like, come on,
Could
man.
have kept it.
I mean, I don't know if he dropped it. Maybe just people didn't say it. I said it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
I will forever call him Sweet Willie Teabag because I sat next to him for years calling
Yeah.
him.
Nice.
Man, that's so funny. Small
Very-
world.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Really?
welcome to the
Christine,
old
did we do it?
roller derby announcer version of FARC.
Awesome.
Yeah.
show.
Roller derby edition today.
Not my job.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Anyway,
Whatever.
nothing happening in the news, so let's read.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I know. Now there's nothing.
We're just going to talk about roller derby because it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, as it
you
turns
know what?
out, it was a busy week.
What are y'all's favorite kinds of sandwiches?
Mm.
Oh,
Ruben.
all of them.
Oh, what?
Extra meat.
Submarine.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm going
No.
for.
I
Jill.
do it. I do.
No.
Hey, I was with
Yeah.
you.
Not going there.
Submarine sandwich.
Not going there.
I missed it.
Too much. Too
Not
soon.
going there.
It's
Oh,
never
it's-
too soon.
it's too soon.
never
It's
too
been
soon.
5 minutes.
Billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is too soon. In fact, let's dive in. By the way, I thought
Oh,
we ended up
Dive in.
greenlighting for a
dive in.
newsflash
Really?
a fantastic. Yeah, just get used to it. It's going to happen for about an hour. As it turns out. So we already had a live thread when they were making the announcement about what happened to the submersible, but somebody submitted another one, and I was like, "Damn, this is good!" And here it is.
1,522 people dead in the Titanic
Right, it
disaster.
Did it used to be 1,518?
17. Yeah, we had it.
17,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, 100%.
That's-
I double checked it.
And the tag, please take note of the tag repeat.
Yes, I had to put that on there because technically
That's
it had 2 discussion threads going already, and I was like,
amazing.
The ocean, she is currently fighting back, if you haven't noticed.
It's the orcas, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
The
it's the damn
Orcas, the ocean is fighting back.
orcas did it, man. They
Oh,
totally
man.
did.
Wouldn't that be amazing if that's the pings they heard? Was the orcas
Yeah,
ripping?
orcas. I've seen a meme actually. Somebody's got them like they got little drums that are banging on them. Like, yes, come down here. Come
Yeah, right. Yeah, send more.
get more.
You guys are delicious.
We'll kill you all. Yeah. So there's as of right now, there's no proof that orcas had anything to do with this. Or a sidebar that I almost pulled, but I'll mention it briefly. Apparently, there was a article on Snopes, which was, did Elon Musk have anything to do with the submersible disaster? And they said yes for about a couple of days. I think somebody
For a
told me.
couple of days.
He's
Until
like, wait
those
a minute.
PR people got on it.
Yeah. So, well, apparently they were using Starlink to communicate with the boat, and that would go out all the time, just like the power would go out all the time, and they would lose the submarine for like hours at a time.
That's because
Amazing.
Starlink is in space, not at the bottom of the ocean, you silly.
I think you're
Well,
right.
that story was on Snopes for a couple hours till Elon Musk bought Snopes, and now it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, horse paste is recommended for COVID, everybody.
yeah, now it's Snopes crypto.
Oh, man. Can you imagine if he did that? God, I don't know why he hasn't done that. They're not that expensive. He's going to get right on that, I bet. Anyway, so we have a little bit of roundup of stuff about this because we didn't know that they were going to be dead until about an hour ago, but it's too damn late now. So
We
I'm just
knew
gonna
they were going to be
keep going.
dead. Come on.
We
We
knew
knew.
as soon as
We
they
knew.
went missing.
I never gave up hope.
So news outlets go all in on the
sad
missing
people.
Titanic submersible, but have they gone overboard in coverage?
Have they?
I
Have
mean,
they?
I don't know that it's ever too much to hear about idiots.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hear
They got a
I
lot of
hear a
money.
lot I hear a lot of discourse on Twitter right now because the ship that went off.
Well, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, that's coming next.
No,
Yeah.
sorry.
That
So sorry.
is a tragedy.
That's a
It is.
tragedy,
Clear.
but it doesn't have this amazing stepson of the year aspect
That's
to
the
it.
thing, is that this thing is rich in idiots.
It is.
It's
It
The
is.
other one
amazing.
just makes you feel bad because those poor people are all horrible victims of a tragic accident. These
Yeah.
buffoons did it to themselves.
Well, except for the teenager, like the 18, 19-year-old, he was kind of
Teenager is a
strong-armed into it.
billionaire's shit stepson who went to Blink 182 to drown his sorrow
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
No, the actual
There was
The
a
other
son
teenager
kid.
on board, but yeah.
Yeah, the teenager that was on board, that was his father, that he was like expressing concern. He didn't want to go, but he just felt obligated. So
He was
he's
right.
who I feel bad for.
Hey man, you know what? That it's the he would have lived his life doing everything
The end.
man
He would
told
have
him to do and always feeling shitty about it. So it's probably
True.
the kid's long-term mental health. He went
Should have gone to the concert with his
like-
damn stepbrother.
Yeah,
It's
there you
not
go.
like they sat and thought about it for a while. That thing cracked and they went like that.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
So I pulled this article because in the book that I wrote a few years ago, one of the things that I pointed out is that whenever you see this question, has the media gone overboard? By the way, great choice of word for this story. That's when you know that like they kind of run out of stuff to talk about unless something else happens, which it did. So it turns out that they found a debris field today. Although strangely, they said they found the debris field over top of where the Titanic was, which I would have thought is the first place they would have looked, right?
I mean, don't give them too much credit.
Right there.
Yeah, I mean, by debris field other than the Titanic debris?
Yeah, it was floating on top of
Yeah.
the water. Apparently, they found it.
Oh, on top of the water.
On top of the water. I didn't know that.
yeah.
I thought it was way down. I'm confused.
They said they already recovered a bunch of stuff. So, I don't actually know. Somebody in the comments look up where it was, but I thought it was on.
It wasn't on the bottom of the ocean. It was floating on the top.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff is buoyant, so it came back.
Well.
up. Yeah, So
Yeah.
I think anyway. I don't know. I read it about an hour ago and forgot immediately.
Well,
Or the-
everything you read on the internet is real. So
Or the
Those stuff-
orcas pushed it up to the surface.
I think so. I think they just staged the crime. Like,
Like, who
They
knows
Yeah,
what
probably
happened?
wouldn't
had a note bitten into it that said, we did this.
Come down and get
Yeah.
the rest.
that's right.
There.
Yeah.
Send you only your best.
Yeah,
We took the money and jewels.
yeah.
Send
All right.
more cops.
Captain Orr says it was on the bottom. I think is what he's saying there. So
I
there you
love
go.
cops.
Yeah, but again, why did they start there? I mean, when I'm like, okay, where were they going? Oh, they were going down to the Titanic. All right, Well, let's start our search there. I mean, anyway, I'm not in the Coast Guard. I'm sure this stuff is hard. But
Hey, man.
I have a lot of questions which are totally not scientific because I don't know. But
fire away.
why wasn't it? Well, why? I just have one. Why wasn't there a tiny cable like attached to this thing? Maybe and if it broke, it broke. But then they could say, "Oh, we know where it is."
I think
I don't know how that works.
So they went down 4,000 meters. So maybe that was the problem because that's a long ass cable.
Yeah, but a small cable. I don't know.
Come on,
small
maybe.
cable.
I think 2 miles is.
We're talking about putting one of those cable elevator thing to the moon. What do you think? Of course, we can put one going down that way.
Right. Do some fishing line. Hey, some heavy test fishing line. And then they can say, it's still there.
You can pull on it like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
You got
Still there.
Trap.
Good ideas.
Based on what I've read, it's because this guy cut corners in every which way possible that he could safety wise. So
he totally did. In fact,
even if that was an option, if it cost extra, he would have nixed it.
So
here we go. The
Yeah.
company behind the missing tourist stub fired an employee after he expressed safety concerns.
Oh yeah.
So this is wild because it wasn't just any employee. He was like pretty much the head of the submersible group in charge of basically signing off and saying if this was safe. And he essentially went to the guy and he said, no part of this thing is going to make it down there. And his biggest concern was, see that little bubble thing on the front there?
Yeah.
Apparently they got this because somebody else ordered it and then didn't want it. And apparently there's some kind of a grading system where they can tell whether or not it's going to make it. And it was only graded to going down to 1,300 meters, not 4,000. The owner was like, whatever. We'll just put that thing up.
1,300, 4,000. The ocean can't count.
And it's
Didn't
not that
they sue him as well?
Well, it's not that they didn't ask the ratings agency to give it a 4,000 meter rating. They didn't. They said, no, it's not going to make it. Like,
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Is that it? Is that how big the whole
Yeah,
window?
that's actually it. Yeah. Before it collapsed. That's how big it was. Now it's like
Holy
that.
shit.
Yeah.
I was wanting a much
now it's
tinier
the
window.
size of a tuna can.
It's very small.
I want a window this big. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
well,
looked
it's
like a
that big
peephole.
now.
Yeah.
Hey, so if you want to cut corners, get one of those apartment peepholes. Put
Yeah.
it in
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So you look through there. Yeah, not that damn thing.
But notice
finger
in
in it.
this picture, zoom in, Drew, because
Yeah.
this is something I also read. They're not wearing shoes because they literally could not fit shoes in order
He's
to
got
fit
'em.
their bodies. He's
They're in
got
his
them.
lap.
But there's only one person.
Yeah.
Like literally nobody was wearing shoes on this vessel.
And it was piloted with an old video game controller.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that in
on
a second.
sale.
There's a really cool sort of visual here, though. I didn't know if I was going to use this because I didn't know if I could fit it in. This was wild.
The Simpsons fans think the show predicted the missing Titanic sub in an episode made by Passenger.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So we'll
they
watch a little
predict
bit of it.
everything.
See, there it is.
Frank did it.
Yeah. So anyway, what I find interesting about this is everybody's like, oh my God, like how did they do this? We'll get the submersible here. Like, look how that looks pretty similar, right? Except for the hands on the front of it, right? So here's the wild stuff. So down at the end of the article, this is actually the most interesting part. Apparently the reason this episode got written is one of the writers on The Simpsons went on this damn thing and he thought of this episode as a result. So that's why it even exists. He was there.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that wild?
Why did he go on it?
He said it was like about 10 years ago. He said he was scared to death. Absolutely scared to death because he thought he was going to die.
Did they make it?
Yeah. This is it's made every trip except for this last one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So this thing's been down a few times, thus already compromised.
Yeah, it was already exactly. So there may have been one
They
tiny
went down in
breach.
an old one.
Yeah, exactly.
They
So
didn't
that's
replace
Obviously
the
not
gasket.
inspected.
Hey, I got this thing from Pan Am. It'll be all right. I mean,
Yeah.
we did some conversions. It'll be
We'll
fine.
talk
So the
about this one
submarine missing near the Titanic used a $30 Logitech gamepad for steering.
Yeah, here it is.
And I like his face on the left there. He's like, oh my God, what an idiot.
Yeah.
So this
I
is a
watched-
still from like I think it was a CBS Sunday morning segment where this guy went down in this thing. And he was showing him. Yeah, I watched it too before it got scrubbed off the internet. I think you can still find it, but basically this whole segment is like this guy talking about what a death trap this whole thing is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
There's like little permanent marker writings, and he's like,
Yeah,
this
the
looks very
Sharpies.
jerry-rigged and piecemealed. Those are his words.
He's like made it out of like he's like this thing on the ceiling. You can't see it. Came from Home Depot. It's like a PVC pipe or whatever.
What is the name of this now defunct company?
Ocean Gate.
Ocean
they're
Gate.
like,
Go
it's
figure.
Shelby.
Jesus
Ocean Gate.
fucking Christ. Like, it's like
It wrote itself.
predicted it by
The
naming
story
themselves.
wrote itself.
Do you think there was any meetings at Ocean Gate about like?
Sounds like Heaven's Gate.
You think this thing has like many trips in it, or should we ever check it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and when and our head guy says that it's a walking death trap, we should get the hell out of here. And we'll just overrule that guy.
Yeah, fuck it.
I've always hated that guy. Let's fire him.
The guy doesn't know.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
beyond the missing Titanic sub, handheld gamepads are actually a common military interface.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it turns out that them using the controller actually isn't the dumbest thing in the world. Like, it only costs $30 and it's 10 years old, but it turns out I remember this from about 20 years ago. We had a FARC article about how they were starting to fit these Logitech controllers to the drones they were using. And guess what? They still do. Because it's a very intuitive interface. Anybody who is a child knows how to use the damn thing.
Okay,
So,
but do these drones they're controlling have fucking people on them?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not
They do kill
doing drone. That's the difference.
They do kill people, though. I mean, so there's that. They shoot missiles and stuff.
And also, that's flying a drone on Earth. I wouldn't trust a space capsule piloted by a fucking game controller. I'd be like, I want some sticks, some real shit up in here. Yes,
I'm building a space mission thing with an old propane tank I found out in my barn, and I'm going to control it with a Nintendo Switch controller.
Are you going to be in it?
You could be
with you, the whole FARC team. We'll broadcast live from the moon.
This sounds fine.
FARC from the moon.
This plan will work.
FARC at the moon. FARC at the moon.
Can do it. I can do
the moon. Let's just FARC the moon.
FARC the moon.
Wow.
FARC the moon.
Where's the big pencil, Christine? You should be writing down FARC the moon right now.
I'm not writing that down because
FARC
I just
at
feel like
the
that's
moon.
actually
FARC at the moon. Yeah.
But
So
what if Dill's spaceship works?
yeah, that's right.
It'll work about 10 times.
We're not going to know until we send a couple of billionaires up there.
I'm not going though. I'm going to get their cash.
No.
Say, here's a controller. You know how that works,
You play
right?
video games. That's why you bring a 19-year-old son with you.
Yes, I'm glad you brought your kid with you because see you
He's
later.
piloting. He can drive this thing.
He's driving.
Yeah.
I'll
Gosh.
text
I'll text how this works.
Hey kid, you know how to read a
text you
map?
with coordinates.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to find than the Titanic. I mean, it's right there in the sky. You just aim for that bright light way up there.
Well, that's assuming they'll look there.
They should have used the Konami code. Then they would have been fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Infinite lives. Yeah, you can't die when you use that thing.
Fools.
You use that and then it turns into a
Endless
big
lives,
nuclear
yeah.
sub.
What a terrible respawn.
It is, yeah. So anyway, this is the article that you were alluding to earlier.
There we go. The Greek Coast Guard defends actions as more than 500 migrants heading for Europe are feared dead in a wreck.
Yeah. Did they have any pictures of this? Oh, there's migrants.
There's the migrants. There's a few
These are
out
not
there
the
on the
dead ones.
internet.
That's not the ship they were on. That's not happy. Not happy. No, still not.
I feel like these are just stock images of
Yeah.
potential migrants.
Yeah, this is what you get when you search for migrants on Getty. I was looking for a photo of the ship, and the reason why I know the photo of the ship exists is because the reason the Greek Coast Guard is defending its actions is because it hung out next to this thing, which was clearly overloaded for at least a couple hours right before it sank. And in fact, people kept on coming up to it and going, "Hey, are you guys okay? Do you need any food or anything?" And apparently, the problem was that the ship kept waving them off because this is an illegal human trafficking operation and might get arrested.
Yeah, the smugglers were probably waving them off. Well, these poor people are like,
Yeah, probably.
whatever. We don't know.
Yeah, I think everybody else would have wished they'd taken him up on it. Says that apparently, according to EU law, you're actually required to tow, especially migrant vessels, because every single one of them is considered to be unseaworthy. So you're required to do it. Greece says they didn't is because they said they asked, "You guys want to be towed in?" And they said no, because you're going to arrest us. Then they were in big trouble.
But the law says you have to no matter what they say, right? Is that right?
So how many were rescued versus how many actually, because it says 500 migrants, how many were on this boat?
700, 600.
Okay. All right.
Lot.
Cool.
Yeah, too many. The other thing that sucks is like, I remember this so I was in Greece once, and I'm going to make this about the Greeks because I don't know where these guys are from, so this won't be racist. So just pretend I'm talking about Greeks. But I was trapped in Greece, and there was a rail strike, and in order to get to the train where they'd kind of blocked it off, you had to take a cab from one tiny-ass town to the next tiny-ass town, but there's only one cab driver. And there's like 200 people on this train, and I was blown away because like we're sitting here, right? It's just normal people, me and my friend, and the only people who could speak English, but no big deal, you can manage. And then about 100 other folks. And what would happen is every time this cab would come over to pick it up, all of the strong, able-bodied dudes, I mean, all of them would take off running towards the cab.
Oh, no.
Leaving all the old people and the kids and the women just standing there. And then we had to wait because I was like, well, I'm not doing that. And every single one of those dudes got on that cab before all the rest of us. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? No women survived this. No children survived this. I think the same thing happened. It's pretty gross.
Yep. Oh,
Nice.
Do you know the real reason that they didn't tow them in, the Greek Coast Guard?
Why?
No.
Because they were all partying with Christine on the beach that we saw that one.
Yeah, that's right.
It was
Maybe
just last week.
Yup.
you
Christine's like, come on, let's party.
You can make it. You can make it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
I
Come
thought
on.
it was a jungle gym out in the ocean, but maybe it was just a boat
Yeah,
full of
maybe it was
migrants.
a boat full of people
It was the trend.
I don't know. I was drunk. Who cares?
piloted by some guy named Jim.
Yeah, probably.
You're like, I don't know. He says the jungle gym on the ocean. I don't get it.
Probably.
It's kind of sad, though. You have to admit that, that Titan story is kind of overshadowing this one. The Titan
Well,
story
not only
has...
it just doesn't grab it. And even I'm like struggling with this. I was hanging out drinking beers with friends last night. I'm like, it isn't just that, like, I mean, I don't find this compelling either. And yet it is way more important. And it's just, I don't know. We're just all racist at the end of the day.
It's not that. It's just that, like, this is the story of mankind, right? Like, of just giant groups setting out and moving in some sort of dangerous way and not making it. You know what I mean? And so it's like, that is one thing. Whereas the reason where everybody, I think, is concentrated on the billionaires because it's just an idiot. That did an idiot thing.
Yep.
Like, what was going to happen if the idiot man survived?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Probably. I mean, hopefully he'd write a check for all the stuff that he. But probably not. You know how that goes.
Jesus.
I tried to click on the link for that picture. I can't do it because the way this thing's set up. Every time I click on it, it's to post it up here. But if anybody can copy that from memory and write it down, anyway, you'll see. I'm sure the boat is in terrible shape. It sucks. But yeah. So this happens every week, by the way, too. So I mean, I wish that we could like turn this around and go. All that time and energy we spent looking after those 5 dumbasses, maybe we should like keep an eye out for more of these boats.
Of course.
Exactly.
But yeah, how the world goes. It's like,
where's Elon Space Link or whatever that goddamn
Yeah.
is supposed to be? I mean, it's supposed to be up, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that's why he ended up in the Snopes article. But speaking of which, here's a good sidebar to take us. So the final article about this is a bit of a sidebar here, but this is some really bad timing.
An asteroid roughly the same size as the Titanic is to pass by Earth this weekend.
Oh, the bitches didn't put it in beluga whales or
No,
they threw it into Titanic.
This isn't the Jerusalem Post, unfortunately. I didn't see what they said, but I thought it was hilarious that they're like, like this got passed by copy editors, supposedly, and it was yesterday. But
they're probably trying to take advantage of the whole SEO, people searching for Titanic news, and here we go. I get it. That's a lot of bananas.
Yeah, how many bananas is the Titanic?
That's a lot of bananas.
How many bananas?
52,064.
It's a lot. It's all the bananas. Yeah.
Forget the moon, Dill. Let's take the propane spacecraft to this thing.
That'll be an extra $100,000. Sorry, but yes, we can do it.
How about an extra $100?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
We'll do
it.
Okay, so anyway,
I just gotta wait to use all the propane in the tank.
You just did that whole news thing without even discussing, like, are we gonna die? Is it?
Yeah. Yes, we are. Well, actually,
Eventually, yes.
That doesn't deal with this well.
Here we go. It's all about me. Power outages continue across southern U.S. Triple-digit heat wave grips Texas.
Who's going to travel to this time?
Yeah. How's it going down there, Christine? Your power is still on, I see.
Actually, no, we lost power last night. There was some wild storms that happened just out of the blue, like completely out of the blue. My parents had a tree uproot and hit the neighbor's house. I lost more of my fence. Right now, it's like 102 degrees, but maybe not that hot. But the rain is actually cooling things off.
Oh, good.
But on a side note, everyone's trees are getting uprooted, which means we lose that shade. So that's not good.
Yeah.
But we did lose power for about 8 hours last night.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, so the weird thing about what's been going on is Kentucky so far has been having an unusually cool season. Like today's high was like 75, and this is weird for June. I love it. I've been getting outside every day. I'm like, all right, well, it's not
you
gonna be hot.
and I think if I recall correctly, our lovely governor, suggested that in order for us to help out the system, we should probably set our ACs at like 82. 82, 85 when we're not home, because I don't have dogs wearing fur coats, right? Like, so they'll be fine at 85, sleeping at 82 degrees. And then like all the memes on Facebook are just basically ending with like, the hell I am.
Yeah.
You can
because here in Texas, the majority of not the majority, but like literally everyone in the county can turn their ACs, to get at a level that whatever. But then all the office buildings, 60 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
They're all set at 60 degrees. So
they don't care.
He did not fly to Cancun. He went to Iceland.
Oh, good.
No, he did not.
Time of year to head to Iceland.
Yeah.
Did he really?
No.
He could have.
Shut up.
But he might as well.
Iceland's nice.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
I like
especially
Iceland.
this time of year.
Nice and cool.
Yeah.
Michigan is rather delightful as well.
Yeah. Speaking of hellish weather, though, there's an interesting thing shaping up, and these guys had a way better headline earlier, but we'll just run with this.
All right. Tropical storm Brett pushes into the lesser, I don't know what that word, Antilles.
Lesser Antilles, man.
As Tropical Depression 4 spins in central Atlantic. Listen, my geography skills are not good. So
yeah. Well, it's okay. It's in the Caribbean. So there's an interesting thing about this hurricane. I think we talked about this briefly last week. Is that so? There's a tropical storm spinning up into a hurricane right now, and this is the first time. Like this is 2 months earlier than the earliest ever recorded hurricane in a year. 2 months. Yeah.
Thank you. Sound the exact same.
It was the exact same key. Good job.
Yeah, he copied it. So here's Brett. He's not going to go anywhere near anything we're worried about. Looks like
Brett.
He's hitting these guys pretty bad.
Brett looks well hung.
Yeah, look at Brett. Brett's got a big old.
Look at that.
Hey, guess what? I'm coming in.
Yeah, here comes Brett.
I'm going to strengthen as I go.
Yeah.
Can't take you guys anywhere.
Little 34 on this stuff I made. Yeah, so some meteorological stuff. So they got here's the other one. No, that's not it. Here's the other one. You can't quite tell from this picture, but if you can kind of guess where this carries through, if it goes north of Puerto Rico and Cuba. What do you guys think is north of Puerto Rico? And,
good old Florida. Here comes
Florida.
Ron DeSantis.
Get ready. Yeah, now they're not predicting a hurricane at this point, but
he'll be out campaigning. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's going to be in China or something.
Let Disney handle it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Disney. It's coming for you, Disney. Because so anyway, but the reason why this is a cool graph. So this is the graph of average surface temperatures or weekly surface temperatures of the ocean, and the hot ocean is what causes like late season hurricanes. Usually they happen in September because the water's been heating up for months, right? So here's this year. So if I can pause this properly. So
oh well.
Yeah. So currently the ocean is as warm now as it is in September, and we got a ways to go. Also, that's quite a.
Do you think that's why the orcas are so pissed off because it's too hot?
Yeah, maybe they're like, you're fucking everything up, you shitheads.
Yeah, we're gonna kill your
boats first, then the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as someone who lives in hurricane, land, this bodes well for me.
Yeah, enjoy.
Thanks.
Yeah. Too bad you're not working insurance, or are you? We don't even know what you do.
Yeah, we don't.
Nobody knows what I do.
She could be doing weather porn. We don't know. This
don't
could be
know.
the time that she rakes it in right now. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's hurricane season in Christine's house.
I don't even you went way off left field there.
Did I?
You did.
Hurricanes.
Time to segue out of this.
Yeah.
All right, let's
just
get
move
back
on.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna beat it to death.
Oh,
George Santos' father and aunt identified as bond backers.
Yeah.
Boring.
I know.
Auntie, I'm in jail again.
This was easy.
Call Papa.
Don't worry, Georgie. We'll get you out of there.
Hey, please call me Anthony.
They
Amazing.
this was a pretty easy pick for Santos of the week because it came out at noon. We knew it was coming all week. And so the funny thing is this is actually one of the first times where something that he said turned out to be true. He said earlier that it was members of his family that had posted the bond, and he didn't want anybody to know that. And he also said he would go to jail rather than release the names of. Well, the judge actually gave him the option. They said, we can do that. She said, if you go to jail, I can just not say who this is. And then he's like,
No, I didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it for real.
I don't mean anything.
just
I say.
kidding.
Why would I mean that?
Yeah. It's a figure of speech.
Of all the times I tell the truth, it's that one? You're picking gear out of your mind, lady.
Yeah. So what I found interesting about the agreement was they didn't actually pony up any cash. It was a $500,000 bail, but it's unsecured, which means they just said they would pay it if they had to.
Oh, if he doesn't show up.
Oh, well, that just seems not real.
Yeah.
It's a loophole.
Yeah, that seems like maybe they got a call from a senator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
and this is a good point that Captain Orr had too, which is basically so their occupations are
Mail carrier and house painter.
You know how they got $500K laying around.
Yeah. Yeah.
That mail carrier has access to all kinds of Social Security checks.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
And
Yeah.
Christmas
House
cards.
painter, why, that's just jewelry sitting, waiting to be plucked.
So for the quote, I didn't know this was an option. Check it out. Here it is right here. Unsecured.
Unsecured.
Yeah.
Man, that freed up
Is
a
that-
lot of my crazy time.
Literally,
I can do whatever I
HTO
want.
Gate just repeated or just said exactly what I was going to say.
So he's basically
White man's
saying,
bail.
White man's bail.
upon
Yeah.
Nancy, go to jail for me
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not showing up.
Yeah. So anyway, well, they agreed to it. Joke's on them. I don't think he can be trusted, but
Of course he can't.
But he's family.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
So how
Surely
does bail
he
work?
wouldn't
Like,
fuck
so
them
if he
over.
ran off, they owe that obviously. But
Yeah.
if he just comes in and does his thing, is it just like
Right.
no money changes hands, or
Yeah, that's the idea. Is
Oh.
that somebody's going to get hurt? Like the idea is, or you're going to get hurt if you take off.
Yeah,
We're gonna
it's
charge you a
basically
lot of money, but-
Threat.
Yeah.
You leave under threat that somebody's getting arrested.
Yeah.
I
God,
hope they
Dill,
do a
haven't you
TV
ever been
show.
arrested before?
I've never been bailed out. That's the problem.
Oh,
Answer the boss and let them rot.
nice.
Yeah.
What is this bail you speak of?
Bail.
Nobody's asking the questions. They just never had to do this.
I'd rather pay my taxes to keep them in there.
Yeah.
Me too.
Teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Y'all are feeding them and putting them to work more than I could do.
Damn right. Oh, Utah School District returns the Bible to shelves after appeals and outcry.
Outcry.
In Utah? No.
My
Yeah, I know.
Bible.
Well, so we've covered the beginning of the story already, which was we were kind of surprised. Utah passed one of the first parents can complain and ban random books laws. And so a couple of people submitted the Holy Bible, cited all of the pornographic references and all the violent stuff in it. And to be fair, they kind of had a point. But it turns out that people who have not read the Bible got really mad about this and said, how could they do that? Whatever. And they finally overruled it on the grounds that it is a work of such great importance that even though there's depictions of awful things in it, that's totally fine.
Might I suggest a heavily illustrated version?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Comic books.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, just, every third page, a really graphic,
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
done, but graphic illustration.
This is actually in the Bible, just page by page. It can
This
be like,
is exactly what you just read in
Yeah.
picture form. Look at them all fuck.
yeah.
I
Look
love
at them
it.
all. Oh, he's
Let's
fucking
do
his
it.
daughter right there. Look at that. Right?
That's right, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. All the slaves, yeah, it's
Amazing.
fine.
Yeah.
Lucky you're sitting in a church right now. I don't know how far you should go with this line of ideas.
True.
I'm sitting
All
in
the way. Let's see what happens.
my
Let's see what
church right now, motherfucker.
It's your turn. All the rules are different.
Yeah. This church's Bible days are over.
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if this holds up. But meanwhile, I think they passed a lot like that in Kentucky last year. So to get started.
They do baguette. They're baguette. Look at them.
Baguette. Isn't that
Each
a
other
type
up.
of bread?
Yeah.
We get each other's pooper holes right there.
Yeah. That's a great one. There you go. Boom.
Oh, who'd win a cage fight between Musk and Mark Zuckerberg?
I mean,
Experts have their say.
Zuckerberg would wipe the fucking map with that.
He really would.
Fatty. He like
Doughboy.
he actually does like what is it, jujitsu or something?
Yeah, he actually fights in
Brazilian
MMA tournaments.
jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, he came in second place in one last year, apparently. I mean, I bet he's not the best fighter, but I've never come in any place in an MMA fight, so I guess.
Like, put everyone terrible in a cage and just let them fight it out.
Yeah.
Hunger Games style.
Yes.
This is
I
perfect.
suggested earlier that they, because Zuckerberg replied to the tweet, name the place.
Yeah, and he said the Vegas Octagon.
I would suggest one of them their Titanic subs.
I can take the spare out, the one that doesn't work.
And I'm sure there's probably another. Look, there's a probably cost about $180 for the parts.
Yeah.
Look,
Two men
no,
go
listen.
down,
They
none
found the
return.
debris. Just use that
Put it
debris
back
to make a
together.
whole ass
Yeah.
another one.
They
Some duct
make
tape.
get that shit from the TV. You spray it on. You can float it in a boat. It'll probably work.
Recycle.
Yeah,
Here, I got an idea. Let's do those two at SeaWorld with an orca and put all three of them in the
See who wins.
tank and see.
Fun.
Yeah.
I think that's a
I
good
would
idea.
actually go to SeaWorld to witness that, and I
Yeah,
don't
what
like
if there
SeaWorld.
was a floating octagon in the Mediterranean and orca territory?
Yeah. Oh,
What
yeah.
about
There you go.
that?
Like a
Y'all are
giant
just fueling
inflatable
my
one.
fantasies.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to encourage your fantasies, Christine.
Amazing.
You know, who would have thought, though, that we live in a world where we'd be rooting for Disney, Bud Light, and Mark Zuckerberg? Like, what the hell happened to
That
this?
is the
Yeah.
unfortunate
What
place.
the hell?
Alternate,
Who called this in 2020?
I have never
alternate
feared
reality.
that man ever, and suddenly I find myself in his corner.
I finally want him to win at something, and it's like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Suddenly I'm an Instagram man.
Yeah, so come and mine all my data, Zuck. Come get-
Yeah, here, do whatever you want with it, Zuck. Kick his ass.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, I got a spam earlier this morning from these guys who've already put odds on the fight. So if you wanted to bet, they got Elon Musk at minus 150 and Zuck is up.
If there's money on it, fucking Elon's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zuckerberg will lay him out. This will be the best.
I'll lay $10 on
Musk-
Elon.
Musk is like that 9-year-old whose friends are like, double dog dare you. Oh, I can't back out of it now. I got double dog dared. Like,
Yeah,
know,
I got to do it.
not
Man.
back out of this.
If they put this shit on pay-per-view, he could probably pay himself back for fucking Twitter for buying.
I would absolutely invest in
It's
that.
a fundraising thing. Yeah.
I
So,
would pay for it. I'd pay $60 to watch that fucking fight.
I would actually watch this. In fact, not that I would
I
live
would.
stream that. We're definitely watching this. At the,
Yeah.
100% I would pay $60. I'd have friends over, would have a party.
A fart
don't think-
viewing party.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fart's the fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
They I don't
Yes.
think he's actually going to do it though, because so they asked the experts. Let's see here. Here's some experts. Here, this is send me location, said Zuckerberg. So the experts are they asked. I don't know if that guy. Let's see. There's Zuckerberg coming in second. I mean, he won that one, but he came in second in the thing.
Look at all the
Here's the-
colors on them belt. He's so good they couldn't.
And then there's that guy.
Oh,
There's Musk. I don't think you can wear armor in it.
Yeah, and his leather armor that makes it look like abs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's ab
Or
armor.
that he's a lobster.
These are more accurate photos of what they actually look like, I think.
Yes.
Expert opinion, though, is that Zuckerberg's been competing for several years. He started during the pandemic. He's good enough to come in second place. Like I said, so that means it implies he beat somebody. Here he is beating somebody in a match. So he's done it before.
Oh, man.
So they asked this woman, who's who is apparently an MMA expert. Good pick, guys. Who they think would win, and she's pointed out that so Zuck apparently like works out. They say he wrestles for an hour every day with buddies before work.
Oh, boy.
those are called subordinates.
Yeah,
Little horse,
Get in my office.
little horseplay with his
Horseplay.
subordinates. Something
Little
like
locker room,
that.
you know.
Stage.
horsing around. Anyway, where meanwhile, as far as anybody can tell, Musk says that he tries to exercise as little as possible. That's all we know about his physical regimen. I don't
I
know.
mean, that's also my way to life. However, I'm not threatening people, with cage fights.
Yeah, you're not trying to challenge people to
I'm
cage.
not trying to cage fight an MMA experienced fighter.
Who
Yeah.
started
How many
this? I mean,
dogs-
who
how many
asked?
dogs
Who
was
asked for the
he?
fight first?
Musk did. Musk started it.
Musk.
Oh, Musk. He
Hey,
did.
The fucking loser. But
Yeah.
couldn't shut up about it.
Hey, we don't know. We don't know his life. He might have some secret thing going on.
You think that's a goo suit he's wearing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Better
I think it's gonna rip off, and it's
This
gonna
is
be
fucking
like
big buff dude. You're like, oh,
Like, didn't
Yeah.
he get surgery, like plastic surgery, because people were making fun of how he looked?
he got his fake
Maybe
hair.
he had metal inserts put into him. So
Yeah,
he's
like
just
Wolverine claws.
Yeah, he's like Wolverine. I've got titanium abs.
Yeah, titanium abs.
I got aluminum abs. They were much cheaper.
Yes, that's funny.
I got them from Ocean Gate. They weren't using them anymore.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna use this cut beer can as my razor claws.
Yeah, sorry. My husband came home and I would keep muting because my dogs are uncontrollable.
And
Sorry.
you had to tell him how much you loved them, and you couldn't let us hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Whatever. Fuck
We'll
that.
So romantic.
We'll go with it.
You'll go with it.
Oh, okay. This is fun.
A bot known as AI Jesus
Oh,
is
I've already
giving advice on dating and gaming on Twitch.
Now,
But I'm going to need Lucky to read the subheading, please.
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Oh, very nice.
AI Jesus.
Woo, by the way, how big is this thing? Look at that. They got like airplane
Wow.
heads.
Head there. Is that a person up there?
Oh, wait, that's the Brazil one. Oh, okay. Well,
Nice.
I think it's a Brazil one. Anyway,
That's
so yeah.
not
So,
AI Jesus.
no, it's just a picture of another Jesus that has no AI. Although,
Oh.
you go right
sad.
there in his 1-bedroom apartment.
That's
That's where the
is-
lovemaking happens.
what it looks like.
that's giant mecha Jesus, and that is what will fight if the kaiju ever attack.
I hope so.
Yes.
It better.
Giant mecha
And the
Jesus
orcas attack.
fucking shoots beams out of his stigmata. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
goes on crazy.
Yeah, you know,
I've
there's
already
a
forgotten
problem.
the point of this article. What was it?
Oh, we'll get to it.
It's
Don't worry.
Mega Jesus.
Yeah,
Mega
I'm
Jesus,
just looking at
right?
the picture.
Jesus is gonna fight orcas at some point. Yeah, so
He's gonna fight mega orcas. They are coming.
yeah, it's gonna
Come
be
unto me, mega orca, and I will fuck you up.
it's gonna be the early ticket on the Musk Zuckerberg match.
Hey, for 250 grand, you can sit in that apartment when he goes to fight
I
the
would
orcas.
I would not. That I would
That's
pay
the
for.
cockpit. That's the cockpit. That's
That
what
would be a great way to go.
it would. Yeah. So somebody has developed an AI model using ChatGPT 4 because it's fun, and they've patched it to a voice manipulation thing, and then they hooked it up to a Twitch channel. And you can actually go on there, and we're about to do Twitchception because I checked it out.
I was about to say, like, we just lost everyone on our Twitch channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
There you go. They're
They're
like,
seated over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
they heard he was going to be on Twitch, and they all left us to
There
go
he
look
is.
at
Principles
AI
found in the
Jesus.
Bible.
yeah.
However, I do recognize that entertainment and stories can have a strong impact on individuals.
So if you ask
If
him a
there are
question,
specific themes or lessons from
usually he doesn't talk about anything
Event.
interesting. But yeah, if you ask him a question in the chat, he doesn't answer all of them. I don't know how he picks them, but he grabs them occasionally, and then he's been giving a lot of video game advice because I guess it's Twitch, and that's what everybody wants
just
to know.
some white hipster guy. That does not. I want real Jesus.
If white
Sounds
Jesus-
like Brett.
yeah,
Can we ask him
Yes.
what he
This
thinks
sounds
of?
like Brett.
yeah.
Ask him what he thinks of Fark Stream. Can you ask him that?
Oh, we could. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is I don't know how long
He
it
might
takes
not
to
answer.
answer. Is the thing. So
Come unto
Yeah.
me, and I will strengthen as I go.
yeah,
I am Brett Jesus.
Brett Jesus.
Nice.
Yes, Brett Jesus. Yeah, he's white as hell. Yeah, he sure is. You
Hello.
can't get any more whiter.
Yeah, I love
Now,
the
is that
tags of
an
Overwatch
AI?
and Fortnite, though.
That guy
That's
does not
amazing.
look like he's from Israel or Palestine or any
No.
of the above.
No, he looks like
Anywhere
he's
in the
from-
region.
yeah.
He looks like he's from a pizza commercial.
Yeah, That guy looks like he came out of LA from Central Casting. Like, oh yeah, I'm a hipster in coffee shop. Oh yeah, you're right over there, man.
Somebody just asked me if God was dead. He's answering that right now. He's kind of
He's not. Is he really answering it, though? I
he hasn't
feel like
answered it
he's
yet.
not.
He's, God
Oh,
is
here we
not
go.
dead. Oh, God's not
God
dead.
is not dead.
God's
he
not
said.
dead. God is ever present and always with us. Wow,
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? AI Jesus isn't that fun.
No, you're right. He's
Eh,
no.
he's
Well,
predictable.
where's AI
He
Satan?
really is. He really is. You know what? That just like, oh, say nice things. Okay.
I want to see.
Yeah, where's AI Satan?
Let's see if they have an Satan. I hope
If
this
it's
is
no
it.
AI Satan, Christine, you need to write it in our book. It's our idea.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, he's
there it is.
offline. Damn it.
With one
Of course he
follower, do you
is.
think that one follower is Jesus?
Here, now he's got two.
Let's-
Boop. All right.
Don't make him look at us. I don't want him to see us.
I got questions when he comes online. I need to be notified.
Let me tell you something, Roman and HT2O Gate. I was just at a Middle Eastern fella's store getting a new iPhone, and he talked just like that.
Okay.
So I'm just like, what are you talking about? As he talked, the guy talked just like I do.
He's from Michigan. They're all from
He's
Michigan.
from Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, fuck off. As far as I know, that's a Middle Eastern accent.
It might as well be, especially Michigan.
Yeah, well, especially in Hamtramck.
Monty just pointed out that Satan's followers doubled in one instant, and we got to see it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, we did it.
Oh, a law student enters the NBA draft through a loophole despite no basketball experience.
Mm.
It's not quite fair to say that he has no hoops experience, but he didn't play in college anywhere.
Or high school or middle school.
I mean, is it illegal to enter the draft?
No. It's weird that they picked him.
Yeah.
So
now he's got to go out and do some basketball.
Here's the problem, though. So I read a bunch of articles on this, and I even watched his video, which we were going to watch, except it's boring, about how he did it. He doesn't properly explain he says it's a loophole, but he doesn't say what it is.
Well, why would he? Because he's right now the only non-hooping draft
He's
pick.
a fucking law student. You don't blab.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
All laws are loopholes.
You find your
The justice system is a loophole.
If he's telling anybody, it's future partners at law firms. Like, okay, that's a very important thing I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure this is real or not, but as a result of the publicity he got, he's definitely going.
Yeah.
This video, what he says is he said he qualified. You have to be 19 years old, never declared for the draft before, and have just graduated college this year. And then he claims there were some other loopholes that he got in. He said that when he got the first list of who was in, he wasn't on it. So he wrote back in to say, why am I not on the list? And they said, oh, sorry, here you are. So
all you got to do is ask.
That's what he said. He said,
trying to go home.
In mind when I make a job hunt.
I got free rugs for my house. I said, hey, you want to throw some rugs in there? They said, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So he's going. I might watch some
case from the guy I talk just like.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, see, so it does work, I guess. Apparently, you just got to say why I'm not on the list, and they go, "Oh, well."
Is there an age limit? Because I'm going to go to the draft next year.
He has to be over 19, but I don't think there's an.
Is there an upper limit?
Didn't say. So maybe not.
Let's go, Dale. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, it says right there where he found that loophole. It was page 273.
That's what he said, but I don't have that document. He didn't show it on his.
We need to find that document.
Well, it says where the criteria for meeting draft eligibility, which, as far as I know, those are the three he read on there, and I don't have the doc, so I can't look it up. I'm just saying it's possible this might just be a big scam, but hey, you know what? Good job. I mean, he totally.
Is there really 273 pages of NBA draft?
Oh, yeah, he didn't.
Application papers.
Seems high, doesn't it?
It's a draft.
They
haven't cut it down yet to find out. It's a draft.
You got to read 273 pages first.
Why don't we go ask Jesus? He would know.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Jesus would know. AI Jesus is there. Could Lucky Eights join the NBA draft?
Yeah. We'll have to ask him here in a little bit. But anyway, I'll keep it for this guy later tonight. He's going to be there.
I want AI Satan's answers.
No. Enraged daughter
coming back
says that an alcoholic, homophobic WVU coach is a misunderstood environmentalist.
Oh, is that the dog?
Just misunderstood, guys.
No, it's not the guy that had sex with the dog. Although I understand why you might think it was, because he looks like he could.
Whole different person.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, as far as we know, Coach Bob Huggins has not had sex with a dog. But if it suddenly came out that he did, I'd be like, sure, he could have.
What? Huggins.
Yeah, it's Huggins is his name. He held the title as the dumpiest looking coach in NCAA basketball until Calipari gained 50 pounds and caught up with him.
Wow. That's covetable.
Hilarious.
So here's the backstory on this, because this is a fantastic DUI. This is Florida man level stuff. And then we'll talk about why his daughter is mad. At any rate, we'll talk about why his daughter's mad first, because it'll make even less sense. So she says that he doesn't drink any more than 90% of us. He lost his little screed, basically. He says that he even offered to go to rehab, as all of us who don't need to go to rehab do. He said he'd go to 60-day rehab to stay on there. Said the board didn't even consider it, and they fired him without a thought, nothing. And then all the beer cans all over the car, and he was going to recycle them, is what she said.
He just likes beer.
So
Come on.
Yes.
let's talk about
Totally innocent.
Let's talk about the beer cans for a second. So apparently, what happened with Huggins was I was going to show you the local report, but it's longer and not useful. He got pulled over in Pittsburgh a few days ago because he was stopped in the middle of an intersection, so he was slumping already. You know, that's what they call them, slumpers. I found that out watching Police Band.
Oh,
Pulled over in Pittsburgh.
He was slumping already. They woke him up, and he said he was completely out of it. Failed field sobriety test. He refused a breathalyzer because he's apparently not that dumb. When they finally got one to him, he blew a .21. This was a few hours later. But the wild part about it was when they asked him what he was doing out there, he said he was attending a basketball camp in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Which is a long goddamn away from Pittsburgh.
Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Not only that, but he thought he was in Columbus. And he was in Pittsburgh. These cities are not next to each other, guys.
The Ohio Turnpike is very confusing.
Yes. Apparently.
It is. There's money. There's people.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on there.
They asked him.
Right.
They gave him multiple chances to guess what city he was in. He was not able to guess Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
He thought he was in Columbus.
He couldn't even guess. Oh, man.
Well, I understand because, if I thought I was in Columbus and I ended up in Pittsburgh, I wouldn't be guessing Pittsburgh either.
In Pittsburgh, I guarantee you, if you went and looked to your left and then looked to your right, somewhere you would see some sports memorabilia of one of the teams.
Yeah.
That is an incredibly sports-proud city.
And they all knew who he was, too. So they asked him to get out of the car and arrested him. And then in his car, they found the entire passenger seat was covered in empties. And he had 2 garbage bags full of empties in the back.
On his way to recycling.
And yeah,
Look,
did you not read the
we
story?
all know you get 5 cents more per can in Pittsburgh. That's exactly.
You know how much trouble he would be in if they were full?
Well, probably
That's
none of
just
them.
hoarding.
By the way, I got a fight with Soupy in the feed right now, to be fair.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is very forgettable. How dare you, Pittsburgh? Wonderful city full of beautiful architecture and amazing art. Thanks
Is it,
to
though?
Old Man Carnegie. It really is. My mom's from there, so it's kind of...
Okay. Now, Ohio, on the other hand, sucks.
Ohio can suck balls
We
no
can all
matter
agree.
where you are in the state, unless it's Cedar Point.
Ohio is worthless. Yeah, if they disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't even notice. That's how bad it is.
Cedar Point.
They got a good Ren fair there.
They got a good red fair, and
Well,
I
but
guess
that's
also
just-
live there. But
That just travels to the other towns around.
Yeah.
totally. So anyway, it turns out that the reason he probably got fired is that they only gave him a 1-year contract this year because he used a gay slur to describe the Catholic Church and everybody who goes to it in a radio interview a few months ago.
Oh.
So this guy just keeps on making these terrible mistakes, or these things just keep happening to him, I should say.
Yeah. Well, this is also his second DUI, as it turns out. So,
Poor
What's
guy.
his daughter say about that? What's her
she had no
excuse for that?
comment. Yeah, this is all it's a witch hunt.
My dad is perfect.
I love
Fake news.
I love the witch hunt. Yeah, like it is full of ugly people. I'm still fighting with Soupy, by the way, about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's still going, man. I feel like he's
it is full of ugly people in Tears of the Steel industry that left. I like
Can we put Soupy and Lucky in a
That's
cage?
why I moved to Hamtramck, Michigan. You should see this dumpy place. It's gorgeous, but it is a disaster.
not much going on. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Soupy and Lucky could be the pre-battle entertainment for
yes,
Zuckerberg.
Oh, we could.
the show.
We could have a snark fight before we pick an American city and we'll both leech
Yes,
inside.
the opening act, you guys. The opening act.
It's gonna be a dog pile there. This is going. We better go.
Soupy's trying to trick you. Soupy says you'd kick his ass.
He's an orca.
That's a trick.
Yeah, it's a fucking orca trick. That's I've been in the Mediterranean. I know.
Mullet competition is returning to 2023 Indiana State Fair.
Hey,
Bill did it.
Come on, Dill. Let's see it.
My mullet is in the history books. It's
Listen, pal, there is nothing more business up front than nothing.
Yeah, he had to retire and shave his head. Is what happened.
Can you grow a good long Ben Franklin in the back?
a skullet.
Yeah, total skullet,
Maybe.
dude. You could.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe
If
I'll do
So
like a
let
red.
me ask when this mullet competition stopped happening, because that's what concerns me.
Right, I know.
Well,
Apparently,
it wasn't a competition because they're there every year. And it's just
right, yeah.
normal. I don't know what this competition part is.
This time they're just giving out a trophy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a trophy, I guess.
As you walk in, they're judging people who are just
Yeah, somebody, they take a picture like you're at Six Flags.
Yeah.
And then like, some panel of judges at the end of every day go, okay,
Yeah.
that person, and that person are our 3 winners of the day.
Please
get a
report
trophy,
to the
but-
fairground security office for your trophy.
They
And then
should-
get a
Aunt-
trophy, but you got to buy it
Aunt
from
Judy.
them. You got to buy it from them for $50.
I wonder if
Yeah.
they've got the judges figured out and if they'd let us do it.
Yeah. Oh, no, no.
Hey, Quiet Riot's playing at the state fair.
Oh,
Hell
that is gonna be a good state fair.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. And the
Okay.
news article, I think it's on this exact station, said
Oh,
the
yeah.
title was "Come on, Feel the Noise," CUM, and I'm like, Quiet Riot played the long game in this because they got him. And the
They
news
go-
changed that.
They changed the title.
Got him.
You know what?
Oh, they
yeah.
did change the title.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did. If
that's
it's the same
unfortunate,
guys,
'cause I-
it doesn't say what it did say. I was like, whoa.
You know
All
what,
right
guys?
then.
One day we're gonna be playing a state fair, and it's gonna be like the 2020s.
Yeah.
This shit is gonna be hilarious.
We will have peaked long ago before we.
Nice.
When is the Indiana State Fair? Maybe we should all meet up
What is
there.
it? Yeah, I could get there.
Hey, I don't know if you can see that.
What is
No,
There
it's
it is.
backward.
Backwards.
it? Oh, okay, it's backwards
Oh.
though.
It's MUC.
Dumbass.
There you
I
go.
don't
Wish
know
to
how the internet.
be. Come on, feel the noise. Well, I can't read that now. Oh, the
You're pretty
Indiana
good.
State Fair has announced 6 more free stage concerts, including
Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot, Three Dog Night, and
Skillet.
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 And Tickless. Oh, there it went. So anyway, it said CUM in the headlines, so
Yeah.
that made me happy.
All right.
Good job, Quiet
Doesn't
Riot.
take much for you.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
The French
I'm on
Barbie
this show.
movie poster translation is even more perfect.
Le
Yes.
Barbie.
So
Le Hour.
this is interesting. I had to check this out, but I talked to a real French speaker. I can read French pretty well, but this didn't make
Okay.
sense.
So first of all, what is the English tagline?
So in the English, it says she's everything, he's just Ken. That's what the tagline
Okay.
is.
Ah.
All right.
Throw the whole thing. But what they said though, it actually spells out here. Let's see if they actually got this thing here. Hold on. Here's the real French person calling this out. Yeah. Okay. So she said. So this is the French version. This basically says she's able to do everything. So that's pretty good. And it says him. That's just Ken. But apparently, if you say it and not read it, so it's not like this translates wrong. But if you say it, it sounds exactly like he just knows how to fuck.
I mean, what's wrong with that translation?
Yeah, exactly. This is Bobby. She can do anything. This guy, he just knows how to fuck.
I mean, from what I know about the French,
Yeah.
And what I know about Ryan Reynolds, he knows how to
Ryan
fuck.
Gosling, what the fuck?
Whichever Ryan it is. they all
The same guy.
See, Hollywood Ryans never fuck
I know the
poorly.
difference.
Deadpool. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, deadpan
Doesn't like
Deadpool. I don't know which fucking Ryan it is. One of the good ones.
One of the good ones. Yeah. So anyway, there's some accusations that they did this on purpose because they knew the French would think it was hilarious. Maybe I could.
I
see it.
mean, they're not
Well, yeah,
wrong.
of course. And the French do love to fuck. So why would they not
What's
do
the
that?
problem?
Well, there is. If you're French, it's fine. If you're not, everybody.
Of
else.
course, they're intending on everybody going.
My Midwestern values
We
are
also-
offended by
yeah.
what they do in France.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like there was
Freedom
something-
fries.
and then give the country back because they fucking helped us win this shit from
Yeah.
England.
This is what my favorite.
Yeah.
I like this response right here.
This is actually 100% my understanding of their relationship.
Yeah, yeah, my
100%. That is what and is there. He's the stud.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
Barbie's
right.
got just some
I agree with
man-
that.
Some
I agree with
man that stands in the corner, Ken.
Yeah,
Like Ken's not even cool enough to be a GI Joe. He's just Ken.
yeah. He's nice.
Tortoise does a runner a mile across a busy town.
Yeah, this is our last one. It's kind of adorable, but it's also a little bit. There's a mystery involved. So this woman says the turtle is 60 years old, and I don't know if it says it, but I think she inherited it when she bought the house she's currently in, and they still take care of it. It lives in the backyard, but he gets out all the time. But because it's a turtle, it doesn't get very
Worthless.
far. Yeah, they can always find him. It's usually around the corner or on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Apparently, sometime recently, he got loose and he turned up a mile away across a busy
How do they
street.
know it's the same turtle?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
good
the thing.
question.
I've seen this Bugs Bunny cartoon. There's like 18, 20 of those guys.
Maybe it's not. They're pretending.
Strung out all along the way. And they think it's the same guy, but it's not. They're all brothers or cousins or something.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's right. That's how they did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tortoise and the hare.
Right. I totally forgot. There's a little close up of it. Yeah, that looks, I mean, he looks distinctive, right? No.
Yeah, it looks like a goddamn tortoise.
Looks like a turtle.
think I
So
saw
it
that-
took him
Look
2
at that
days
tortoise
to
in
go a
England.
mile.
Yeah, 2 days
I
ago, a
think
mile.
that guy was in my yard. He came all the way over here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, so they
Getting
were
there.
out of town. A friend was
Yeah.
looking after him.
Yep.
What the fuck was
Not
the friend doing?
Well,
Like,
they're not friends
how
anymore.
slow do you
Drinking
have
all
to
their
be?
beer and eating all their food in their
And
fridge.
eating turtle soup and then going and fucking finding another turtle a mile away. I went, look
Yeah.
where I found it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you mean I was supposed to watch the turtle? Yeah. So, yeah,
Yes, your turtle is dead.
so in order to get where they found him, he had to cross this intersection. so,
Oh.
so they think somebody picked him up and dropped him off a mile away. I don't know why you
That's what I was thinking. Because
That could happen.
I help turtles all the time, and snakes when I see them
drive
in
them
the
across
road.
town?
I just help.
You fuck.
Yes. No, I just help them across
Snakes?
the road. Yes, I
Snakes?
don't. If there's a snake in the road, I don't want it to die. So we
There's
just,
a snake in my road.
yeah, it's Texas.
Yeah.
Fuck them snakes. It's
Yeah.
No, snakes are nice.
No,
I don't know how he's escaping from this thing. Look
Nice.
at this thing. I mean, how does a turtle get out of this?
Well, the
Wow, that's where he
friend-
lives.
Well, it says they're building him up. I guess
What
they're
are you talking about? He's got like 18 MacGyver things right there to build an escape hatch. Look at all the.
It looks like a billionaire sub. No, it's too soon. It's
No, this
too
is more
soon.
sturdy. This is still intact. The other thing is not.
Listen, the tortoise
you're right,
would have
you're
been
right.
on that sub, but he didn't think it was very safe, so he didn't.
I know people that have tied balloons around their, tortoises and turtles when they let them loose in their house.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it's
Mhm.
not.
Yep.
It's not. It's literally a balloon.
I read that wrong and hurt myself the other day.
That'll happen. That'll happen for sure.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. That's it. That's all that happened this week.
Oh, man.
Whee!
Well, at least the
What a
tortoise
week.
is still alive, we think.
Yeah, we think, or at least there's another turtle that's still alive.
Yeah.
Well,
Or another turtle has a new home. Either
Yeah.
way, it's a win.
So, yeah,
just
it's
don't
good.
put it on a submersible.
Dude, don't get on.
What if the other tortoise comes home and finds the owner? The new tortoise is like, what the fuck?
Who's this?
I went out for cigarettes. It's been a while.
Who's
Yeah.
this
What
asshole?
the fuck?
Yeah,
Could be.
oh, this is a good suggestion to hear about.
Woo.
We'll go to GPS, find my key.
What a
Get air-
Put an air tag
Apple
on it.
AirTag or a tile.
Yeah, how much room is up in that shell? Plenty of AirTag room.
And then over top of
Absolutely.
it, you could put a little tank turret because that would be cool.
So what maybe AI
Oh, yeah.
Jesus antennas? Fucking the tortoise can talk to you.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he could ask Jesus questions like, "How do I get out of this one, Jesus?" Put all the walls taller.
Can I run for office? The AI tortoise?
These are all good ideas.
They are.
I'm not writing any of these down.
Wow,
I
you
can't
are
make any with these, but they're good ideas.
You
You're
can
gonna
sign
need
up for the
to keep
NBA
up that
draft, as far as I can tell.
That's right. That's the next step. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll watch that tonight, and I'll let you know if we see the guy. I'm sure he's going to be out there.
Oh
All
man,
right.
that is some
Yeah,
good
baby.
stuff. Just
You might
going
see
like,
me
pick
on there.
me. I hope he's like, pick me.
Yeah,
Pick me."
yeah. It'd be really funny to see if he does it like last pick. It's like, well, there's only one guy left. I guess we got to take him.
We don't
That's
want
got to
him.
be like
We
the
do not
worst.
want that man.
Yeah, like when you're in gym class and you're like the last person selected.
What
I
if
think he's
they're like,
expecting it. He's ready.
actually, he's a really great lawyer and he knows strategy incredibly well.
Yeah.
Put him on the
That's
coaching
not a
staff.
bad point.
Put him on the coaching staff.
And league minimum's like $400,000 or something. So
Yeah,
maybe
and he's like, I'm an NBA lawyer.
Yep.
Nice.
It'll be our
It's
next
expensive.
Ted Lasso style show that we'll
yeah,
watch.
Yeah,
he'll be on
yeah.
the bench.
Yeah, you
I love it.
teenage
All
NBA lawyer.
Next.
Great TV show.
Yeah, it would be
I will be in Joyzy tomorrow
nice.
You sure?
this weekend. So,
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
heading up to Buffalo for the.
And you're going to Buffalo.
party. Yeah, go to Buffalo. And they're right next to each other. Actually, here's a hint, Christine. If you get drunk and you show up in Buffalo, don't tell them you were in New Jersey because they're not going to do that either. That's about how far away Pittsburgh and Columbus are. from each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
If you find yourself in Buffalo this time, Christine, you've really boned up.
Yeah.
But I think so. Well, last time I went to New Jersey, I got lost and ended up in New York. But I feel like that's an easier mistake to make.
Yeah, right there.
Because I was using
It
public
is.
transit. I got
Oh,
so
yeah,
confused.
of course.
And so I just started hopping on different buses. Like, okay, this one's going the wrong direction. I'd hop off, get on. Okay, this one's going the right direction. Like, just trying to find my way back to my
Bus
hotel.
roulette.
Yeah, pretty much. But I feel like Buffalo is it'd be difficult to make that mistake. But I'll be there in spirit.
All right, that'll work.
With
I'll be in spirits.
fuzzy paws.
Yep.
Hats to ya.
Yeah, they
and all
managed
the
to
other
pick.
stuff.
We're doing it at a beer fest in the afternoon, and then they managed to pick a venue for afterwards for people unable to get tickets. It's like 2 blocks away. Thank God,
Nice.
because I can probably find it if it's 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
can't,
Nice.
I'm going to lose my basketball coaching contract with West Virginia.
No.
Oh.
But it was a witch hunt. So it's okay.
Yes, no Fark movie night. So sorry.
Not
You'll
this
be out of town, and I'll be out of town.
we got to do one soon, though. I'll find something. But those Dr. Seuss war commercial things look pretty interesting. There's a whole archive of them. We might want to do a few of those.
Okay.
If we could get them, but not this week because we can't.
No, not this weekend.
In a car.
All right, guys.
Cool. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it this week. We'll do it again next week unless something weird happens. Everybody take care. Get your face on and in the stream. See ya.